Hey guys, CryptoDad here again. Thanks for joining me on the Saturday night live stream. Live from Michigan, where you can throw out questions and I'll do my best to get them answered. We'll talk about Bitcoin, we'll talk about the news, we'll talk about altcoins. Going to move some crypto around for you guys. And as always, I'll do my very best to get to your questions and see if we can't troubleshoot your problems here live. So thanks for joining me tonight. We had a promising bump in the market earlier this week. And hopefully that's going to be a trend. We've consolidated a little bit, but we're still hanging out around 95,000, which is better than where we were last week when we did the live stream. So that's good news. I'm going to go into everything about that market bump and the relative pullback. And we're going to talk mostly about the crypto regulation bill that's making its way through Congress, the Clarity Act, and some of the setbacks that it suffered this week. We'll dive into that so you can understand exactly what this bill is about, what's in it and what's not, and hopefully understand it a little better. So, and besides that, I'm going to take your questions. I've got a few trinkets here. I'm thinking maybe some of you guys might want these, so we'll play around with that a little later. It's not a wallet or anything, just some trinkets, but something you might find fun. And we'll do a little drawing and see if one of my lucky regulars will get a little party favor tonight. So let's jump over and check in and see who's here tonight. Oh, I forgot to put up my green screen. How unprofessional. Let me do that. There we go. Now I'm a disembodied head floating in front of my screen. So thanks everyone for being here tonight. I see that Ken was here early. Kenny was here early, and I see Mr. Miskey was here, and Andreas Ebert is not going to be with us live, so he'll catch it after the fact. Thank you for checking in, as always. Roland Kane is here. How are you doing tonight, Roland? It's good to have you here. Hands Hannah 350. Simon 6774, who I thought was Simona Mullen, but Simona Mullen is here. And your little it's a YouTube. God, I can't even talk tonight. It's we used to get like your handle, but we don't get those anymore. We get like your actual YouTube, which are unique, right? You can have two guys named John Smith, but you can't have two YouTube accounts named John Smith. So what we're seeing now are the @ symbols with the name of the YouTube account. But that's old news. That's been going on for a couple months now. But anyway, Simona Mullen is here. Paul is here. Daniel Berry Sports Highlight are here. Goofy Dude, Fred McIntyre, Scott Rogers, E. Poston from Colorado, HR by Catherine. Bobby is here. Let's see, Amsterdam, Holland. And Augie Bin Doggy, 9896 from Las Vegas, Nevada. Good to have you here. I love the fact that people are joining me from all over the world and all over the country. Had a check-in from SoCal. And I think there's a couple of viewers from Michigan. So it's always nice to have you guys here. Andreas Ebert is over in Germany. And so that's really cool. It's good to have all you guys here tonight. If you've never been in the stream before, I've got an agenda and a little description here. If you don't see the description down below your video, click that little more and it'll open up the entire description so you can see everything. We're going to talk about the market and the crypto bill. I'm going to talk about scams and crypto scams specifically, and I've got like a couple of articles about that. So I'd like to focus on that with you guys tonight. We're going to do, I'll catch you up what happened with my ERA wallet. I started, I unboxed it last week with you guys. And, I finished the video. So you can check that out on my channel. I posted the full review of the ERA wallet. So that's pretty cool. And let's see, we've got my Ledger landing page. If you're in the market for one of the safest and most secure crypto wallets out there. They have a whole host of offerings. I personally feel that the more easier the wallet is to use, the more convenient it is to use, the higher the security. Because a difficult to use wallet lowers or raises your chances of losing crypto. I know that sounds weird, but I've seen it happen. Wallet is too difficult to use. People get confused. They end up losing crypto. And that's the whole point of security, right? Is not losing crypto. So I say that a good usable wallet is more secure. So the Nano Gen 5 tries to be in the sweet spot there. It's got the e-ink display, but they've cheapened it down a little bit to make it more affordable. They use a plastic case instead of metal. They took away the sounds, a couple other little just cosmetic things to make this a sweet spot. And you get $10 Bitcoin rebate when you use my landing page. Of course, the Ledger Flex and the Ledger Stacks are still around. These are the big boys. I like the Ledger Flex. It comes in at $249. That's pretty mid-range for most crypto wallets. And of course, you can still get the Ledger Nano X and Ledger Nano S Plus. But personally, I find the two-button interface to be a little inconvenient. Even someone like me that knows how to use it, it's difficult to help. I've tried to help people through tech support, navigate that thing, and it's not intuitive. There are a lot of people out there that have owned these for years. They're fine with the little menu interface and the two buttons. More power to you. Maybe that's what you want. If you're just getting into the game, maybe start with the Ledger Nano S Plus. And the competitor of Ledger is Trezor. Trezor's been around forever. They were the very first crypto hardware wallets. They have a new wallet out called the Trezor Safe 7, which I think is is their best wallet ever. So I always talk about the Trezor Safe 7, and it comes in at $249, right? Very comparable to the Ledger Flex, right? Also, Tangem still running a special. I've got a link that will apply both of these checkout codes for you, and you'll get a total of 20% discount on their cards. I think on the Ring, it ends up being a 25% discount because they're giving away 15 and my 10 makes it 25. And you'll get a $10 Bitcoin reward. So this is their New Year's special. It's only going on until 2 more days. So I think Monday, this special will end. So if you're in the market for a Tangem wallet, I would check those out. And then I forgot to put up my little thing here for, I can't even remember the name of it now. That's what happens when you get, the stamp seed, right? The stamp seed, which is a beautiful, wonderful way of storing your seed phrase. If you've been around self-custody a while and you've set up numerous wallets or one wallet, you should know that when you set up that wallet, they give you this backup phrase. And that backup phrase can be used to restore your wallet if something happens, like if it's a hot wallet, it can be your computer crashes or you uninstall your browser or something weird. That seed phrase will get your crypto back. Your wallet will be restored. And with hardware wallets, it's the same thing. If your hardware wallet gets lost, stolen, or damaged, your recovery phrase can give you access to the crypto. So it's vital to keep this seed phrase safe, and stamp seed is a great, durable way to do it. Okay, so I think that's the plugs already. Let's move over to the news. I wanted to jump in on this market news. So I'm just going to give you the most recent market news right here. Bitcoin pulled back to about 94,300. As you can see now, Saturday, this story was written yesterday, it's back up above 95,000. But this story was Friday during the market hours. Bitcoin has continued a sell-off begun yesterday, which would have been Thursday, now having retraced a sizable chunk of this week's early gains. In mid-morning U.S. action on Friday, BTC was trading down at 94,300, down another 1.3% over the last 24 hours after having slumped a similar amount on Thursday. Ether declined about the same amount, falling back to 3,200. The broad market CoinDesk 20 index lost 1.5 during the same period, with XRP, Aptos, and Polygon down 3 to 6%. After trading for weeks in a very narrow range around the $90,000 area, Bitcoin breaking higher to nearly 98,000 earlier this week excited the bulls, who imagined many who had bet on flat or lower prices would have to reverse those trades, possibly sending BTC back above 100,000. For now, at least, the opposite has happened, with Bitcoin looking more likely to retest the low $90,000 range. Whether it's going to go down and test 90,000, don't know. It seems like we're kind of in a holding pattern. It's consolidating around 95,000, which is a little more optimistic than this article, right? But that was the news from yesterday's market. Let's take a look at this one. This, I believe, was written on Thursday. Bitcoin slides below 96,000 as key crypto bill stalls in Congress. This was kind of why the crypto market started to pull back. There was a lot of optimism with Bitcoin starting to gain ground, and this clarity bill looked like it was in its last stages, and then there was a little disappointment in that. So we'll talk about what happened with the market due to that, and then we'll go deeper into the what was going on with the clarity bill or act. Bitcoin fell below 9,600 during Thursday's U.S. morning trading as the week's crypto rally stalled. Let's see. The decline followed Bitcoin's multi-day rise this week, which peaked at just high of 98,000 on Wednesday. Pretty cool. Crypto-related stocks were sharply lower in concert. Coinbase, Circle, and MicroStrategy, or MSTR, were among those with 3 to 5% declines. Bitcoin's rally this week, which saw it rise from 90,000 to a 2-month high, occurred as global jitters centered on Iran and potential U.S. intervention in the country. U.S.-listed Bitcoin ETFs pulled in over $1.7 billion in fresh capital in the first 3 days of the week. The reversal came alongside signs that the U.S. was not going to move on Iran, which was sort of good news, I guess, a relief news, but also coincided with the Senate Banking Committee canceling the crypto market structure markup scheduled for Thursday. This happened after crypto exchange giant Coinbase pulled back support from the bill late on Wednesday. All right, so let's look a little more into what was going on behind the scenes there with the crypto bill. Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong raised 4 crucial points that he believes would make the legislation materially worse for the U.S. crypto industry. Major U.S. crypto exchange Coinbase said it had withdrawn its support for the Digital Asset Market Clarity Act, with CEO Brian Armstrong arguing that it would cause far more harm than good to the crypto industry in its current form. This bill would be materially worse than the current status quo. We'd rather have no bill than a bad bill. Hopefully, we can get to a better draft. That was Armstrong posting on X on Wednesday after he reviewed the final version or the current version of or let's say the working version of that bill. Armstrong flagged several concerns, including what he described as a de facto ban on tokenized equities. That's a big sector, tokenized equities. Basically what that means is that you can trade stocks on the blockchain. There'll be tokens that represent the price of a stock, such as Apple or Amazon, but you can buy them on chain 24/7. And there's been a lot of optimism behind that, and it looks like this bill is kind of trying to put a damper on that, right? Sweeping restrictions on decentralized finance, which means all of us over here in the U.S. trying to trade on DEXs might run into issues. arguing the proposal would grant the government unlimited access to financial records and raise serious privacy risks for consumers. He also argued that the draft takes power away from the Commodities and Futures Trading Commission, slowing innovation, and hands more authority to the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, which is a major concern for the crypto industry, given the SEC's regulation by enforcement approach under the Biden administration. Armstrong also echoed a fear shared by many in the industry that the current draft could kill rewards on stablecoins. This is a big one, and is designed to shield banks from competition. Banking lobbyists have warned that offering users roughly 5% risk-free yields on stablecoins could trigger a deposit flight with millions pulled from low-interest bank accounts. So the banking industry is saying, oh, the whole financial system is going to collapse if we let people earn 5% on stablecoins. Yeah, that's banks for you, right? Let's see. The industry needs a market structure bill. This is James Seffart, the ETF analyst James Seffart, saying, not what we want to see or hear regarding the clarity. This industry needs a market structure bill. Yes, of course we do. Coinbase Chief Policy Officer Farar Shirzad told CNBC on Wednesday that we understand that the bank lobby is very good at persuading members of Congress to protect its incumbency. That seems pretty sarcastic, right? Yeah, we get it. Banks control Congress. Yeah. Our focus is on protecting the interest of consumers, and that means making sure there are as few frictions as possible on the adoptions of stablecoins, which, of course, Coinbase would benefit from immensely, since they're the ones that are dealing with stablecoins, right? They're the ones that are attracting customers by paying rewards on stablecoins. Let's go. This one dives into it a little bit more. U.S. Senate committee delays crypto bill after opposition from Coinbase CEO. A U.S. Senate committee postponed a long-awaited Thursday debate on a landmark bill that would create a regulatory framework for cryptocurrencies, hours after the CEO of Coinbase said the crypto giant would not support the measure, raising uncertainty about its future. The legislation, unveiled on Monday by the Senate Banking Committee, would define when crypto tokens are securities, commodities, or fall into other categories. It would also clarify the jurisdiction of the U.S. SEC over the sector. The bill is a culmination of years-long lobbying campaign led by Coinbase and other big crypto companies, which have argued the industry needs fresh regulation to provide legal clarity that would ultimately promote digital asset adoption. The CEO of Coinbase, however, says now he is bothered by certain aspects of the latest effort to craft new rules. Former President Joe Biden's regulators alleged many crypto companies were flouting U.S. security laws and other rules, but the industry says existing rules are not appropriate for digital assets. They were scheduled to debate the amendments to the bill on Thursday, but they canceled just after Brian Armstrong posted that the bill had too many issues. Armstrong said the bill would erode the authority of the U.S. Commodities Future Trading Commission, the industry's preferred regulator, and kill crypto companies' ability to offer rewards on customer holdings of dollar-pegged tokens, known as stablecoins, among other complaints. And as he had said earlier, we'd rather have no bill than a bad bill. However, he said he was quite optimistic that we will get to the right outcome with continued effort. There's some stuff down here about the banks. Okay, there we go. Among the Senate bill's most contentious provision is what banks say is a loophole created by last year's stablecoin legislation, which allows intermediaries like crypto exchanges to pay interest on customer stablecoin holdings, which they are currently doing. Banks say this would lead to a flight of deposits, the primary source of funding for most banks. from the banking system, potentially threatening financial stability. It's a good banker for you. Just tell everybody the sky will fall if this law passes. Crypto companies have fought back, arguing that barring them from paying interest on stablecoins would be anti-competitive. The Senate bill prohibits crypto companies from paying interest to consumers for holding a stablecoin, but allows them to pay rewards or incentives to customers for certain activities, such as sending a payment or participating in a loyalty program. People can stake their own crypto in their own wallets, right? And this bill is probably not going to change that. Now, it might say that it's illegal for big companies to offer those rewards, but people can still do this through self-custody. They might have some, I don't know if they'll outlaw using DEXs in the US. That could be a problem. But I think a lot of people could just use VPNs to, connect to DEXs where they can earn interest, because the genie is out of the bottle. People already know that you can earn good interest on crypto, whether it's stablecoin or, other types of coins. Like you can stake Solana, you can stake Sui coin, you can stake Ethereum. There are a lot of stakeable cryptos out there that you can stake natively and earn a return. The argument here is whether they're going to allow crypto exchanges to offer this to their not so savvy customers that find self-custody too complicated, right? But banks say that's going to take their business away. So we'll see how this all pans out. On complex issues like digital asset market structure, moments like these can be a healthy part of policymaking, allowing time for additional deliberation. So hopefully these issues will be straightened out when they go back in session and start trying to do these markups and add these amendments to the bill. So we'll see what happens. Just a delay, so to speak. All right, so I wanted to focus on this is kind of a clickbait article, but I would like to talk about it a little bit, because I was contacted by a good friend earlier in the week that said, hey, I just heard that Ledger and Trezor are merging. Wow, or something like that. And what do I do to get ready for this? And I was like, that has got to be a scam. And it is, or was. It probably still is. So this article sort of takes some liberties, right? Ledger users hit by phishing scam after global e-data breach exposes order information. So they're directly linking these two events. Someone should let them know that there have been scams and phishing scams and fake Ledger emails and texts and letters before the global e-data breach also. But they're making it sound like it was all because of this one breach that all of this happened. So, but this is the kind of thing that people want to see, when they heard about the global e-data breach, right? Ledger users are being targeted by a new phishing campaign. Well, it's not really that new, right? Although this whole idea of Ledger and Trezor merging is new, right? It has really nothing to do with the global e-hack. Right after the global e-hack hit or was announced, there were a lot of people sending phishing emails claiming that, due to the global e-hack, you need to upgrade your wallet or whatever, and those were like directly tied to this. But this whole thing about Ledger and Trezor merging, I don't see how that really ties to the global. Although they're saying that attackers were using individual user data to make the email look more official. And that could definitely be tied directly to this hack or the 2020 hack. But I think I've talked to you guys about this before. There are a myriad of ways that scammers and hackers can obtain useful information and know that you own crypto and own a wallet, or even, what type of wallet. It doesn't have to come from this Ledger Global e-data breach. A credit card breach would give attackers the same information. So if there were credit or, Equinox is a, what do you call those? Credit agencies. Any of those types of personal data hacks would have information about past purchases, names, addresses, credit card numbers, all that stuff. So there are just a lot of different ways that hackers can target people without coming directly from this global e-data. But that's what's sexy right now, so everyone's pushing that. Let's see. Ledger confirmed. Okay, they really didn't talk much about this Ledger Trezor thing, which is kind of what I wanted to focus on, and let you guys know that they are not merging, and that if you get any email claiming that Ledger and Trezor are merging, and that you need to secure your wallets or merge your wallets or upgrade your wallets or anything like that, that is a scam. The Ledger or Trezor will never send you an email and tell you to click a link to run updates. It just is not how it works. But they're targeting people based on the fact that they're not that savvy about how crypto wallets work. But just so you know, you'll never get an email, text, or phone call telling you that there's an issue with your wallet and it needs to be updated. All updates are pushed out through their native apps, Ledger Wallet software or Trezor Suite. So please don't fall for any of these scams. So here's the letter that I think people are actually getting a letter. Right? We are pleased to announce that after months of strategic discussions, Ledger and Trezor have finalized a merger agreement. This landmark partnership unites two industry leaders with a shared vision of providing the highest standard of security for digital asset management. By combining Ledger's secure element technology with Trezor's open source software expertise, we are positioned to deliver an unparalleled user experience. This plays on all of the tropes that have been circulating around about the difference between Ledger and Trezor for many years. So it sort of ties in to a lot of the, narratives and things that people believe about these two companies, right? This merger allows us to accelerate innovation, expand our product offerings, and continue our commitment to protecting your asset. As part of this transition, all Ledger users will migrate to the unified Trezor interface. See, that's where they get you. And then, of course, what that means is they're going to ask you to click a link. They're going to tell you your wallet needs to be migrated. And then eventually they'll ask you for your seed phrase. That's how it always works. Yep. So please avoid that scam. Just wanted to point that one out. Before I do this next story, I just wanted to make sure that there weren't any burning questions. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you, Martine Chesendorn. Sounds Dutch. There's a lot of Dutch here in Michigan, that's for sure. Thank you for your compliment there. I appreciate it. Oh, you're from the Netherlands. Awesome. I get it. As it turns out, my last name is Knisely. And I grew up thinking Knisely was a German name. It's not my true family name because my father was adopted by his stepfather. Because back in the 50s, it was weird if you had a different last name than your mom, right? So after he married my grandmother, he adopted my dad and gave him his name. And as it turns out, though, it's not a German name. It is a Dutch name, even though I'm more German than Dutch by true ancestry. Let's see. The bank still want to share, that's for sure. Dustin in Shadow is here, gifting CryptoDad membership. Appreciate it. Yeah, that's right. It would be like Coke and Pepsi merging. That's a good analogy. I was thinking I was trying to think of some analogy to Ledger and Trezor, and you're right. When would that really happen? Yeah. Yeah, so I wanted to go. Now, this article is from BingX. BingX is a cryptocurrency exchange, and they have their own YouTube channel. Pretty decent channel. I looked at this YouTube video, but on this Bing, and I thought it was the Bing that was the Microsoft search engine Bing, but it's not. It's something different. They basically have the article in text format here, but I have a link to this article down below, so you might want to just watch this YouTube video. It's only a 7-minute long video. You might find it interesting. But it goes into the fact that I try to, push so much on my channel and in my live streams that the real risk to your crypto is not some complicated hack into your wallet, like software-wise or blockchain-wise. The real risk to your crypto is you. They're not gonna target your wallet. Hardware wallets are very secure. There's never been a remote hack of a hardware wallet. Now, if an attacker gets a hold of a hardware wallet, physically has it in his possession, then he can use certain tools to break into it. They're a little bit more advanced. That is an attack surface, but when you own a crypto hardware wallet and it's in your possession, you are very secure holding the crypto using that wallet. The private key is stored offline. The real danger is, and people are so worried about, somebody's going to hack into my wallet and steal my crypto, or someone tampered with this wallet before I got it. There's all this paranoia surrounding the hardware wallet, even though it's the most secure way to hold your crypto. The real threat is people tricking you into revealing your seed phrase or signing a malicious transaction or doing something like that. The real threat is social engineering. So I kind of wanted to, I've got this article linked down below. I would encourage you to click on the link down there in the description, check out this article, or just watch the video. It's a 7-minute long video. But I did want to sort of go over the meat of this article. They talk about the number of hacks and the money lost and they talk about a social engineering crypto scam. Social engineering basically just means tricking people. A lot of their social engineering scams have been around a long time. If you've ever heard of SIM swapping scams, the way that they do a SIM swapping scam starts with a social engineering scam of a tech support person at a phone company. So they call they call Verizon. They claim to be you. They say, my mom's phone. I got to get a hold of her. She's sick. They pull on all the heartstrings and try to get people at phone companies to make an exception without a password or a code, and then forward the number. And once they've got the number forwarded, then they're able to, gain access to a lot of personal information or emails of the victim, right? That's social engineering, where you play on someone's emotions. So social engineering works very similar against individual crypto users. A social engineering crypto scam is a type of cryptocurrency fraud where scammers target people instead of blockchains or smart contracts. Rather than breaking code, they use psychological manipulation by pretending to be trusted figures, creating fake urgency. This is a big one, fake urgency. Whenever you feel like you're getting a call or an email or a text from someone you're not sure who they are, and they're generating this urgency, you should stop, take a deep breath, and think about who it is you're dealing with. People are getting more savvy these days, but don't fall for this fake urgency where they make it sound like if you don't do this now, you're going to lose your crypto. They're trying to make you think that it's a time-sensitive thing, right? So fake urgency, or exploiting community trust to trick victims into revealing private keys, passwords, or sending funds. Sometimes they'll just tell you, you need to transfer your crypto from here to there, and they'll walk you through the whole thing. All right, well, here's the address. Go to your wallet, do a send, use this address, boom, and you've sent your crypto to these people. And they, try to make you think that you're putting it somewhere safe, but you're being scammed, right? The goal is to get you to click a malicious link, download fake software, or approve a risky on-chain transaction that drains your wallet. Funds lost by attack method. All right, so access control, insider attack, social engineering attack. I'm not sure what this access control actually signifies. They may be talking about server hacks or database hacks here. But yeah, the private key compromise, integer overflow, those look like hacks. Yeah. It's a little bit confusing here. I think the point I'm trying to make is how social engineering is a huge attack vector, and you have to be aware of that. Preparation. Scammers study their target, often inside Discord, Telegram, or X communities. Infiltration. They impersonate friends, recruiters, or support staff to gain trust. Exploitation. They send a fake game, phishing site, or contract approval. You believe it's safe, and you interact. Loss. Your wallet is drained, your account is compromised, or your personal data is stolen. This bypasses even the best audits because the bug isn't in the code, it's in human behavior. Why should you care? Well, there's been a lot of social engineering attacks, and they go into them. Now, they're going to go through some individual ones. I won't go through them all, but I thought this one was very interesting. Because it's a post by someone who got scammed out of their NFTs, non-fungible tokens. Try my game in Discord stream and lures. As many of you know, a couple of days ago, I was drained of about $170K US dollar worth of cryptos and NFTs. 3 of my other friends were also drained in the exact same way on different days. I am making this post to tell you to be aware of this scamming tactic. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemies. I will be merging all the tactics they used on my friends as well. So not all of this happened to me specifically. Yes, it's a little silly to get drained this way, but we were not aware it was even possible, and we just wanted to be kind to newcomers. So it was a good of our hearts that was taken advantage of. These drainers will join some sort of Discord server or group chat that you're in and lurk for weeks to understand some of you and your friends' lore and inside jokes. They'll target someone in the chat, in my case, me and my friends, tell you that your friend invited them to the server, and at this point they will have tons of info about your friend from lurking, so it'll seem like they're actual mutuals, right? They gain trust. They infiltrate Discord games or crypto servers, posing as friendly community members. After building trust, they send a playtest or try my game link, sometimes hosted on Steam or a fake file server. Once installed, the program silently drops malware designed to steal wallet credentials, session cookies, and Discord logins, giving scammers full access to both assets and account. And then the real world case we just talked about there. Now, there's also fake startups, fake AI gaming, Web3 startups. Scammers increasingly pose as AI gaming or Web3 startups to trick crypto users. They build professional-looking websites, publish white papers on Notion, and upload fake GitHub repos that appear active. Victims are then approached via X, Discord, or Telegram with invitations to test new software or join beta programs. Once installed, the app drops info stealers that scrape browser data, seed phrases, and wallet files from both Windows and Mac OS devices. While we're here, I did also, I was trying to find a specific article about this particular hack, but I had one of my good friends He said, I've been hearing a lot about Web3, and I was told that I need to upgrade to Web3. And I was a little confused by that. And as it turns out, there are a lot of YouTube channels and scam sites pretending that, and the scam is your hardware wallet is not safe. You need to upgrade to the latest thing, which is Web3. I think I've talked about this here before, maybe last week or the week before. Web3 is not a particular type of wallet. It can be, like it can be a MetaMask or a Rabby wallet, but Web3 is basically a generic term for the state of the World Wide Web 3.0, right? I don't know what 1.0 was. Maybe just markup text or, links, clicking links. Web 2.0 is what we have today, where, we can do our banking and our bill pays and, social media and all that stuff on the web, right? Web 3 is supposed to be the next generation of interaction on the web, which involves blockchains and crypto. And some of that is happening with DeFi sites where you can connect your wallet and stake and trade and doing that kind of stuff. But it's really not a type of wallet, so to speak. But the scam here is that because people have heard this term Web3, the scammer will say, hey, Web3 is the new protocol. You need to upgrade your wallet now. And they basically try to fool you into believing that your wallet is no longer secure and you must upgrade to Web3. Well, they will walk you through, once they've hooked you, whether it's through a DM or through email or a phone call or whatever it is, they'll direct you to set up a Web3 wallet like MetaMask. And then they'll give you an address, and they'll have you set up this wallet, but it's basically connected to them and not you. I'm not sure exactly how they do it, but they convince you that it looks like you're setting up your own wallet. And then they'll have you transfer all your crypto into this Web3 wallet. Well, as it turns out, they have total control of it. You can't withdraw. And I've got a lot of people that have sent me emails and stuff like that where they say, hey, I've got 100,000 Tether in this wallet, but I can't withdraw it, and that's the scam. And they'll put there'll be a balance in the wallet, which the victim can't access. And so they'll call the tech support people that set this wallet up for them, and they'll say, hey, I want to get this 100,000 Tether out. And they'll go, yeah, well, there's like a 10% withdrawal fee. And so they trick them into sending more money into this black hole, right? So anyone that tells you, any email, any text that tries to convince you that Web3, you should upgrade to Web3 and that your wallet is not safe anymore, all that is a scam. Right, same thing. But anyway, they go through several, I think there's a total of 10. It's great education. I don't really have time to go through the entire article, but I was looking for the Web3 scam specifically and really couldn't find it. But I found this article, which is pretty good. Fake recruiters and assessment test, AI-powered deep fake voice video in emergency payment scenarios, SEO ad poisoning, where, we've heard about this one before, where you'll be searching for a subject and these sponsored ads will appear at the top of the search results. They're basically scams. Address poisoning in busy wallets. I did a video on address poisoning. We talked about address poisoning before. It's a big concern to a lot of crypto self-custody people, because they see these very small transactions in their wallet and they're worried that something's going to happen. It's not a danger if you don't interact with it. Quid pro quo tech support and scareware. So a lot of interesting scams in this article. You should check it out. Let's see. Now, even if it's someone I know, I'd call them back to verify due to the AI and cell number spoofing. Yeah, AI is getting very advanced now. They can imitate voices. Um, you know, it is getting really scary now. Only thing I like about Coinbase, you do get to convert your USD to USDC for free. I give them that much. Yeah, that's very convenient. Um, you can drop USDC in your Coinbase account and just from there make a cash withdrawal if you have a USDC balance. And they don't charge you any kind of conversion fee. I take advantage of that myself quite often. AI voice can call you from a known number and try to scam you. So don't fall for it. Hang up, call a friend or family back, or contact them with another way to verify. Yeah. Those types of family scams have been going on for a long time, where they call you up and they pretend to be a family member, usually with a text. Now with AI voice, they can pretend to call you for real, but it used to be a text. And it would say, hey, I'm stuck somewhere. I need you to wire me some money or whatever. I'll pay you back. And it's not your loved one. Their number has been spoofed. But the AI is just a refinement of that scam, right? I heard one prominent coder talk about AI who said that AI is 90% good and 10% evil. It might just be the other way around. It's a good point, goofy dude. Web3 is just regular internet stuff with a different wrapper. Yeah, that's for sure. What are good stablecoins? Is easy to use on Ledger Wallet. Thanks. Well, the big stablecoins out there are US dollar coin and Tether. Let's look at CoinGecko. And they're not specific to Ledger, but because they are cryptocurrencies, just like Bitcoin and Ethereum, they can live on the blockchain, and so you can hold them in your wallet. So as you can see, the number 3 cryptocurrency by market cap is Tether, and you can hold Tether in a Ledger wallet just as easy as you can hold Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? At number 7 is US dollar coin, which I would venture to recommend that it's probably a little more seamless to hold US dollar coin. I prefer US dollar coin, and I think I just mentioned the main reason is that I can take US dollar coin and drop it in my Coinbase account and cash out easy peasy within minutes, right? Tether Coinbase only accepts Tether on the Ethereum network, and you'll get charged a pretty high trading fee when you swap it to cash. US dollar coin on Coinbase is basically just like cash, but that's because Circle is associated with Coinbase and US dollar coin. And the same goes for Kraken. I don't use Gemini, but that's another US based exchange. I would imagine it's probably a lot more seamless and more inexpensive to hold US dollar coin on and work with it on a US based exchange like Gemini. I'm not sure. Tether is always kind of a hassle because it's a foreign company, right? So they're always gonna charge you a trading fee that's just been my experience. Of course, there are other stablecoins out there, but if you look at all of the top major cryptos, like the virtual machine type cryptos, the smart contract type cryptos, Bitcoin does not have smart contracts. It can't host other tokens. It sort of can, but not very useful. Ordinals, I think, is what they call Bitcoin, but that was a big thing, but it didn't really pan out very well. But Ethereum can host Tether and US dollar coin. BNB can also host Tether and US dollar coin. You can trade and hold stable coins on the Solana blockchain. You can hold them on the Tron blockchain. Stablecoin is not something you invest in because it always is tied to the price of a currency. Like in these case, US dollar. But they are very useful in the fact that you can send them back and forth much faster than dollars, almost. You can send, if I have a friend that lives in Bulgaria, and I tried to wire him some money, there'd be all kinds of delays, and there'd be fees, and Swift and Western Union and all that stuff. If he's got a crypto wallet, I can send him stablecoin. Within a few minutes, he would receive it. And he's probably got an off-ramp there in his country to cash out. So that's the beauty of stablecoins. And more businesses online are accepting stablecoin as payment. A lot less volatile than Bitcoin or Ethereum, right? Because they're stable, right? So this whole bill we were talking about with Congress, the sticking point, one of the main sticking points of this bill is how stablecoins are handled. So stablecoins are big business. And yes, you can hold them in a ledger wallet, easy peasy, right? You can hold them in any type of wallet. Caesar Coco, I use AI daily at my company, largest payroll provider in US, and literally everything in regards to correspondence, emails, voicemails, text, assume everything always is AI. Yeah, that's for sure. AI is becoming more and more pervasive. You can be a lawyer. I mean, you can take, if you get a legal document and you're not sure what it means, you can throw it into ChatGPT. It'll explain everything to you and help you craft a response. So, I mean, you could practically be your own lawyer with AI. I would imagine the same goes for, email correspondence. I always use AI to clean up my correspondence. Because, whenever I send an email to someone, I usually will dictate it. And it's kind of a pain for me to go back and add punctuation and correct spelling errors and goofs. I usually will just dictate into AI, and then AI will just clean it up and make it nice, and even put in things that I forgot to mention, like if I'm replying to an email. So, it helps me a lot when, I'm trying to help other people. Every now and then it says stuff I didn't say. So you always proofread your AI emails before you hit send. Okay, so I did want to, I have some stuff over here. It's not huge. Over here on my table. Let's see. Let's just go over here. I don't see Dan tonight. So you guys are just going to have to kind of trust me when I do these giveaways. You know what? This is kind of expensive. I'm not sure exactly how much this one costs. This is a CryptoTag Loki. So let me explain. Whoops. Messing around here. Let me explain what a CryptoTag Loki is. CryptoTag Loki. It's, I think, the best version of the CryptoTag. It's kind of small, but it actually has letters on there. Some of the earlier models used a number scheme, where you had a table you had to look things up on. But the CryptoTag Loki will allow you to write or etch the first 4 letters of all your seed words, your 24-word recovery phrase. Now you only need those first 4 letters because they're all unique up to 4 letters. So there are no double words in the BIP39 word list that have the first same 4 letters, and they're 2 different words. So all you need are the first 4 letters. So that's why they only give you 4 slots. So a CryptoTag Loki will allow you to etch that in and back up your seed phrase in a very durable format. I don't have a stamp seed set to give away. Maybe I can talk to my friend James over there at Stamp Seed and have him send me a kit that I can give away. But I do have this CryptoTag Loki. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out a... I'm not looking at the stream yet. Good. You guys aren't throwing numbers up yet. That's good. So if anyone out there... let's do this. Okay. Now, so if anyone out there, and here's my tag. I'm not going to take it out of the site the whole time. Let me go over to this site here. So if you can guess the number I have written here, and it's between 1 and 20. Easy peasy. Let me go over here. So just throw up a number in the chat between 1 and 20. And I'm just going to watch the chat here. And the first person that hits that number, I will send you this CryptoTag Loki. $100, right? Great for storing your seed phrase. And all you have to, the catch is you have to give me your shipping address, right? So please, if you win, please send me an email after the stream so that I can ship you the product, right? Everybody's like 5. Okay, Caesar, boom, there he goes. Caesar got it. Caesar hit me with 8. He was the first 8 that I saw. So Caesar Coco, I'm going to send you this CryptoTag Loki. And maybe I'll give away the other stuff next week. But let me... so Caesar, please, Caesar Coco. I know there's like a 2 or 3 minute delay. Caesar, just send me an email. My email is at the bottom of the stream description. It's thecryptodad@gmail.com. Just shoot me an email, Caesar, and let me know that you guessed 8. That was the number I had written on this card. And give me your shipping details, and I'll send this out for you this week, and you can lay your hands on this. Oh, thank you, William May. It's very nice to have you, William. William has been around since I had my stream back in Southern California. I moved to Michigan in August of 2019. So I've been in Michigan for a while now. But William May is there in Southern Cal. Like I say, I don't know if I've still got your website there. I think I do. Whoops. I bet you that's going to find it. Hey, there it is. Every time I give William a shout out, he gives me a shout out. I'll give him a shout out. That's his contact information. If you live in Southern California, great guy. He's been in and out of my stream for years now. It's good to have you here, William. Good to see you tonight. And thank you so much for that donation. I really appreciate it. So next week, I just want to... Next week, I could give away this Ledger Stacks. Oh, and I've got this Tangem playing card set, which is pretty cool. They sent me some swag. I don't think this was in this year's crypto box. It may have been, but it's unsealed. I haven't played with it yet. And I don't think there's anything special about them, except the fact that they've got sort of the Tangem logo on the back of the playing cards. But if you're a Tangem lover, this would be kind of a cool thing to have or give away to another Tangem lover. So maybe next week I'll give that one away. And I've got this magnet shell for the Ledger Stacks. Of course, you would have to own a Ledger Stacks to enjoy this. But maybe next week I'll give those away. But this week I want congratulations to Caesar on guessing number 8 on this CryptoTag Loki. $100 value. I've got a couple of them, but I never opened this one. So I thought, why not reward you guys for sticking with the stream? So I really appreciate it. Let's see. Let's get back to here. Congrats, Caesar. Caesar, please shoot me an email so I can send you your prize. I mean, it's like, I know, I think I had done some last year and had some winners, and they never followed up and sent me an email. So it's kind of like, well, I can't send you your prize unless I know where to send it. So yeah, cool. William, you still do the real estate. That's great. Coco in Woodland Hills. I lived in Sherman Oaks, and my mom worked at a company in Woodland Hills for many years. Oh, you're also XRP agent. That's cool. Thank you, William. Yeah, so William's down in Torrance. I lived in the Valley. I lived in Encino. I lived in Reseda. I lived in Sherman Oaks with my family before we came out here. And I'm very familiar with Woodland Hills. Got a good friend that lives in Woodland Hills. So yeah, shoot me. I can get it over to you pretty easy. Don't put your address in the chat though. Shoot me an email. So yeah. Okay. Yeah, I would think that there might be someone that would pretend to be you and say, yeah, hey, I'm Caesar. But yeah, I'm glad that your email is similar to your handle. That way I'll know. Black Mama Trader lived in the Valley. Cool. We were neighbors. Yeah. Yeah. I used to run I was the manager of a apartment complex on Hazeltine, right across the street from the park. A little 18-unit apartment complex. And yeah, I loved living there. I think we lived there for about 7 or 8 years. My wife found SoCal weather boring. She likes Michigan, where we have 4 seasons. I do too. But it's been snowing pretty good here this winter. Oh. All right, guys. So don't forget, check out my Ledger landing page. The links are in the description. There's a link to the Trezor device, the Trezor Safe 7. If you're interested in that, it's a great hardware wallet. These are the big boys as far as I'm concerned. The Ledger Flex and the Trezor Safe 7, probably the premier premier crypto hardware wallets on the market. Ledger Stacks is kind of a vanity play. I love my Ledger Stacks, but I'd probably recommend more the Ledger Flex. You get pretty much the same thing for the money. This screen is slightly bigger, but still, yeah. So if you're thinking of a crypto wallet, I'd go Ledger Flex or Trezor Safe 7. And if you're a beginner and you're on a budget, go with Tangem. Much easier to use and a lot cheaper. Yeah. So that's it, guys. And I'm glad we had this chance to chat. I hope you guys learned a little something about scamming and crypto security. And you should be all up to date with all the crypto news. We'll see what next week brings. Maybe we're in breakout mode for January. I guess we'll find out. Thank you for your donation, William, and XRP Agent, your alter ego. Thank you, Goofy Dude, for that kind donation. I want to thank everyone that was here tonight. Thank you, Kenny, for the news, as always. Thank you, everyone that donated. I really appreciate it. Thank you, everyone that asked questions and contributed to the chat. I couldn't do it without you guys. Thank you, Dustin and Shadow, for gifting membership to Gunbroker. Cool deal. Thank you guys for participating in the little giveaway. And I always appreciate you guys being here. So let's go over here. I will be here again next Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join me again for the live stream from Michigan, where you can throw out questions and I'll do my best to get them answered. 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. See you there. Hope to see you next week. Same time, same bat channel. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe, I would appreciate it. When you subscribe, there's a little bell that you can click that will allow you to be alerted whenever I post new content. Once again, thanks for joining me, and hope to see you all again soon. Thanks again, everyone, for being here,